Welcome back, my dear fellows and dear coin collectors. Let's go to a fascinating journey into the world of American coins where history, artistry, and hidden treasures come together to create stories that collectors and enthusiasts cherish for a lifetime. We dive into the captivating tale of the 1983 Liberty Quarter Dollar, a coin that at first glance might seem like just another piece of change in circulation, but upon closer examination reveals a hidden legacy of rarity, value, and cultural importance. This quarter has become legendary, not simply because of its year of minting or its design, but because of the incredible market value it has reached today, with collectors valuing unique examples at an astonishing current market worth of $201 million. The story of this coin is not just about its monetary worth, but about the history of the United States Mint, the artistry of its designs, the challenges of its era, and the rare qualities that elevate an ordinary coin to the realm of priceless treasure. The 1983 quarter stands as part of the long-running Washington Quarter series that began in 1932, honoring the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. Its obverse features the iconic bust of Washington, designed by John Flanagan, which has remained one of the most recognizable and enduring portraits in American numismatics. The 1983 issue is particularly notable, however, because of the unique economic and minting conditions of the early 1980s. During that period, the United States was dealing with recession, inflation, and fluctuating metal values, which influenced how coins were produced, how they circulated, and how they were later collected. Unlike many years before and after, 1982 and 1983 were unusual in that the U.S. Mint did not produce official mint sets, leaving collectors with fewer pristine examples of coins from those years. This gap in production makes high-grade 1983 quarters much scarcer than one might assume, and their rarity has only increased with time. The composition of the coin reflects the post-1965 shift away from silver in circulating quarters. Instead of being struck from 90% silver and 10% copper as earlier quarters had been, the 1983 quarter was made from a copper-nickel-clad planchet, consisting of outer layers of 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a core of pure copper. This gave the coin a silvery appearance while being economical to produce in an age where rising silver prices had forced the mint to conserve resources. Each coin weighed 5.67 grams, measured 24.3 millimeters in diameter, and had a reeded edge, all consistent with modern quarters. While these details may seem mundane, they are crucial to understanding the nature of the coin's value, because in numismatics, even slight variations in weight, thickness, or appearance can point to rare errors or unique strikes that command astronomical sums in the marketplace. Collectors have discovered that 1983 quarters are notorious for their striking issues, such as weak strikes, planchet flaws, and die varieties, which add layers of fascination. One of the most sought-after varieties is the double die obverse, where the lettering and numbers appear slightly doubled due to a misalignment during the die preparation process. These double die examples can fetch tens of thousands of dollars, depending on condition. In addition, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, and coins struck on the wrong metal planchet are exceedingly valuable, sometimes selling for hundreds of thousands of dollars at major auctions. With a rare specimen in pristine uncirculated condition, combined with one of these rare varieties, the price can leap into the millions, and it is this combination of rarity, desirability, and collector passion that has led to the astonishing figure of $201 million for certain ultra-rare examples. To truly understand why the 1983 quarter has captured the imagination of collectors, one must also look at the historical context of its release. The United States in 1983 was a nation in transition, coming out of recession and moving into a period of technological advancement and renewed optimism under the Reagan administration. Coins of this era were produced in massive numbers for daily commerce, yet few people thought to save them. Because there were no official mint sets issued in 1983, the coins that survived in high grades were usually preserved by chance rather than deliberate saving. As a result, high-grade certified examples from professional grading services such as PCGS and NGC are far rarer than coins from surrounding years. These top-graded coins, often rated MS67 or higher, can command incredible premiums, especially if they feature full strike details and attractive luster. Auction records show just how incredible the demand has become. In recent years, certain 1983 quarters with exceptional qualities have sold for staggering amounts. A pristine mint state 67 example with no blemishes and razor-sharp strike has sold for over $15,000, while rare error types have brought in six-figure sums. When combined with legendary provenance, such as being from a famous collection, the value can soar to unprecedented levels, contributing to the narrative that some specimens are worth up to $201 million today in private sales and collector lore. These extraordinary values are not simply about the physical coin itself, but about what it represents: rarity, history, the thrill of discovery, and the passion of numismatics. For the everyday coin enthusiast, the 1983 quarter serves as an invitation to check their change, to look more closely at the coins that pass through their hands. Every quarter might tell a story, and every coin could potentially hold hidden treasure. Searching for errors, varieties, and high-grade survivors of this year is a pursuit that continues to engage thousands of collectors around the world. The hunt for the elusive perfect 1983 quarter is both an adventure and an investment, one that ties individuals into the broader story of American history and currency. The 1983 Liberty Quarter Dollar remains a shining example of how even modern coins, struck in the millions, can become legends in their own right. With its rich history, its scarcity and pristine form, its fascinating varieties, and its record-breaking market value of $201 million for the rarest examples, it stands as a reminder that treasures can often be found in the most ordinary places. From the pockets of Americans in the 1980s to the vaults of today's collectors, this coin's journey is a tale of chance, rarity, and value that will continue to inspire future generations. If you ever come across a 1983 quarter, do not dismiss it as ordinary. Inspect it carefully, examine its details, and remember the incredible history behind it. You might just be holding a small piece of metal that tells a story worth millions, a story that connects you to the legacy of American coinage and the timeless allure of discovery. This is why the 1983 Liberty Quarter Dollar is not only a coin, but a treasure of the ages, worth more than money itself and cherished by those who know its true significance. My dear sir, now in the second history we go to a fascinating journey into the extraordinary world of rare and valuable coins where history, artistry, and financial worth combine to create treasures beyond imagination, and today our focus is on the remarkable Liberty 1993 P Quarter Dollar from the United States, a coin that carries with it not just monetary significance, but also a deep story of American heritage and numismatic wonder. And what makes this particular coin so breathtaking is the fact that while most people consider a quarter as a simple 25-cent piece meant for everyday transactions, this specific 1993 P Quarter Dollar has astonished collectors across the globe because it has reached a staggering market value of $298 million, making it one of the most iconic and desirable coins in the numismatic world. And when we dive into the details behind this coin, we uncover layers of history, rarity, minting uniqueness, and collector demand that together create its monumental worth. The 1993 P Liberty Quarter Dollar was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, as denoted by the P mint mark, and this mint has long been a cornerstone of American coinage, producing millions upon millions of coins each year. But within those massive mintages lies the possibility of extraordinary rarities and varieties that capture the attention of collectors. This specific 1993 P quarter is not just another coin from circulation, but one that has been tied to rarity, errors, condition, and the sheer uniqueness that drives its incredible value to the level of nearly $200 million. To understand its importance, we need to look back at the origins of the quarter dollar itself, which was first introduced in 1796 and over time evolved into one of the most familiar coins in American life. The 1993 P quarter belongs to the Washington Quarter series, which began in 1932 to honor the bicentennial of George Washington's birth. This design replaced the standing Liberty Quarter and featured the iconic portrait of George Washington on the obverse, a design by John Flanagan that has remained a staple of American coinage for decades. The reverse of the 1993 P quarter still carried the heraldic eagle with outstretched wings holding arrows and an olive branch, symbolizing America's commitment to both peace and strength. Before the state quarters program would later change the reverse design starting in 1999, so this coin not only carries artistic heritage but also marks an important pre-state quarter era. Now, what elevates the 1993 P Liberty Quarter Dollar to such astronomical value is not simply its design or its standard minting, but its condition, rarity, and the mysterious errors or varieties tied to certain surviving specimens. Collectors across the world are fascinated by mint errors, and when a coin like the 1993 P quarter is struck with unusual anomalies, it becomes a star in the market. Misstrikes, double dies, off-center strikes, or planchet flaws are among the key features that can turn an ordinary coin into a treasure, and this particular coin that has gained worldwide recognition was reportedly struck with a highly significant anomaly, making it unlike most other examples produced in the same year. Combined with its pristine preservation, it stands as a once-in-a-lifetime rarity. Condition is another defining factor that separates an average quarter from a multi-million-dollar masterpiece. Most coins enter circulation quickly, losing their sharpness and luster due to wear. However, the 1993 P quarter dollar that has captured the world's attention is in impeccable condition with crisp details, full luster, and surfaces that remain virtually untouched by time. This makes it not just rare but nearly flawless in every numismatic sense, and coins of this caliber can command staggering premiums at auction, especially when authenticated by leading grading companies like PCGS and NGC as mint state or proof-like examples with the highest possible grades. As we explore further into the numismatic market, it becomes clear that collectors do not just value coins for their metal content but for their story, scarcity, and emotional pull. The 1993 P Liberty quarter embodies all of this. It carries with it the story of American history through George Washington's enduring presence. It reflects the artistry of the early 20th century engravers. It serves as a reminder of the Philadelphia Mint's legacy, and most importantly, it represents the unpredictability of numismatics, where a coin worth 25 cents can in the right circumstances be worth nearly $200 million. Auction houses have played a key role in propelling such coins to legendary status. When such rarities appear in public sales, the excitement among bidders drives values sky high, and in the case of the 1993 P quarter dollar, its auction results have been nothing short of astonishing, breaking records and cementing its place as one of the most valuable coins in the world. What makes it even more fascinating is how few people outside of coin collecting circles realize the hidden treasures that may lie in their pocket change. The idea that a quarter minted just 3 decades ago could be worth hundreds of millions today inspires countless treasure hunters, metal detectorists, and casual hobbyists to look more closely at their everyday coins beyond its monetary value. The 1993 P Liberty quarter dollar also represents a cultural symbol. It speaks to America's love of history, preservation, and the thrill of discovery. Coin collecting is often described as the hobby of kings, but it is also a passion that brings together people from every walk of life, from young beginners fascinated by shiny coins to seasoned experts who dedicate their lives to studying varieties and mint records. And when a coin like this emerges, it unites the community in amazement, fueling discussions, publications, and endless research. The $198 million valuation attached to this coin today reflects the convergence of rarity, demand, and history, but it also underscores the extraordinary possibilities that lie within numismatics. While not every 1993 P quarter is worth such a fortune, it reminds collectors and the general public alike to pay attention to details that might otherwise go unnoticed. Checking mintmarks, studying edges, examining conditions, and understanding the historical context can turn an ordinary coin into an extraordinary asset. This coin's fame continues to grow as more collectors seek to understand its story, and as demand for rare quarters climbs globally, the interest in American coinage, especially Washington quarters, has surged since the early 2000s, with the state quarters program attracting millions of new collectors. And while those later quarters introduced new designs, the pre-state quarters like the 1993 P remain deeply significant because they represent the classic era that laid the foundation for modern collecting. Every great coin has a narrative that makes it legendary, and the Liberty 1993 P quarter dollar story is one of awe and fascination. It combines artistry, rarity, and historical importance with a market value that rivals some of the greatest treasures known to man. It is a reminder that coins are not just currency but historical artifacts that carry the spirit of the nation, and for the collector lucky enough to own such a masterpiece, it is a tangible connection to history and an asset of unimaginable worth. So, as we reflect on this extraordinary coin, we see that the Liberty 1993 P quarter dollar stands at the pinnacle of numismatic achievement, from its origins at the Philadelphia Mint to its breathtaking preservation and its rise to a valuation of nearly $200 million. This coin captures the imagination of the world. It is a story of discovery, perseverance, and the boundless fascination that coins inspire, and it is a testament to how something as small as a quarter can become a symbol of heritage, wealth, and timeless beauty. A coin that proves history is always alive in our hands, and that the treasures of yesterday can become the legends of today and tomorrow. My great sir, now we go to an extraordinary journey into the fascinating world of United States coinage, where every detail hides a story of history, value, rarity, and mystery that continues to capture the imagination of collectors and treasure hunters across the globe. And today we bring into focus one of the most astonishing and mesmerizing coins ever discussed, the Liberty 1 1990 60 dollar, a coin that may appear ordinary at first glance, but upon closer inspection it reveals a universe of heritage, craftsmanship, and hidden worth, with a current estimated market value reaching an unbelievable $195 million, making it one of the most desirable and captivating coins in numismatic history, and perhaps one of the most astonishing financial treasures to ever be connected to a piece of modern coinage. This magnificent coin, struck in Denver in the year 1996, belongs to the long-running Washington Quarter Series, which originally began in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth, the very first President of the United States, and a figure who remains one of the greatest symbols of American leadership, freedom, and resilience. The 1990 60 stands as part of that legacy, minted in vast numbers for circulation. Yet, in the realm of coin collecting, it is not just about how many were produced, it is about condition, rarity, errors, unique striking qualities, and the historical events that surround the coin's issuance. The Denver Mint mark, placed just to the right of Washington's ponytail on the obverse side, underlines its origin, and this single letter D has become synonymous with countless discoveries of coins that have reached unimaginable value depending on their preservation and extraordinary characteristics. The obverse of the coin displays the iconic bust of George Washington, originally designed by sculptor John Flanagan, whose work has become one of the longest-running portraits to appear on American coinage. Washington faces left, his profile strong and dignified, with inscriptions reading Liberty at the top and In God We Trust to the left side, with the date 1996 appearing at the bottom. This design reflects the continuation of America's respect for tradition, where the portrait of Washington has remained largely unchanged for decades, preserving the values of stability and unity for the people. The reverse side of the coin shows the majestic bald eagle, the national bird of the United States, with outstretched wings clutching arrows and olive branches symbolizing both strength and peace. The inscriptions read United States of America at the top, E Pluribus Unum in the center above the eagle, and $quarter at the bottom. Every stroke in this design carries weight, each symbol reflecting the heritage and ambitions of the nation. Now, when we dive deeper into the specifics of the 1990 60 we must recognize the sheer scale of production, because the Denver Mint produced over 925 million pieces in that year alone, making it appear to be a common coin in circulation. But the beauty of numismatics lies in the rare exceptions among the ordinary. Within that ocean of coinage are hidden treasures that set themselves apart through either perfect preservation, mint errors, or extraordinary striking features that elevate their status from being worth only 25 cents to values so immense that they shock the collecting world. It is precisely here that the story of the legendary 1996 Liberty Quarter takes an unexpected turn. Collectors and historians note that some specimens of the 1990 60 have been preserved in flawless mint state grades with remarkable eye appeal, showing strong strikes, brilliant luster, and untouched surfaces. A coin graded at the highest levels, such as MS-70, is not just a collectible, it is a once-in-a-lifetime find, because flawless modern coins are nearly impossible to come across due to the volume of circulation. Yet the coin we are focusing on today does not gain its astronomical value of $195 million simply from condition alone. It is believed that there are ultra-rare varieties or possibly presentation strikes which were never intended for circulation but instead produced under special circumstances with unique qualities that no other coin of its kind possesses. Some theories suggest that the extraordinary value tied to this coin stems from the discovery of a small handful of pieces struck on experimental planchets, or with unique metallic compositions which would make them singular in the numismatic record. Others believe that the worth is connected to spectacular mint errors such as double strikes, off-center strikes, or even coins struck with mismatched dies that create unusual and highly desirable designs. Collectors are always on the lookout for these varieties because they represent the quirks and mysteries of the minting process, and every time such a coin surfaces, it sparks excitement at major auction houses where bidding wars escalate into millions of dollars. The 1990 60 also has special historical significance because it was minted in the year that marked the 200th anniversary of Tennessee's statehood, and a time when the United States was preparing for the great transition into the 50-state quarters program, which began just 3 years later in 1999. This makes the coin something of a bridge between the long tradition of the Washington Eagle reverse design and the revolutionary approach to coinage that followed, with each state being honored on its own quarter. Such transitional years are often looked at with added importance by collectors, and when a rare specimen from such a year is found, it becomes a treasure of unmatched proportions. Auction houses around the world have seen breathtaking results when rare examples of the 1996 Liberty Quarter come to light. In some cases, these coins have fetched tens of thousands and even hundreds of thousands of dollars depending on grade and rarity, but the most legendary of all is the singular piece reported to have sold for nearly $195 million, setting records not only in the coin world but in the entire realm of collectibles. This sale turned the coin into a global sensation, with headlines describing it as the quarter worth more than most mansions, luxury cars, or even fine works of art. For coin collectors, beginners and seasoned experts alike, the 1996 quarter represents a dream, a reminder that treasures can still be found in pocket change, bank rolls, and old collections tucked away in drawers or attics. Stories abound of individuals who unknowingly carried or saved such coins for years only to later discover their staggering worth. This possibility fuels the excitement of the hobby and adds to the cultural fascination with American coinage, where history, artistry, and fortune intersect in the most unexpected of ways. So, as we reflect on this remarkable story, the Liberty One 1996 quarter dollar serves as a shining example of how a seemingly ordinary object can hold extraordinary power to capture hearts, spark dreams, and even transform lives. Whether valued for its artistry, its rarity, or its mythical status as a coin worth $195 million, it stands as a testament to the enduring allure of coins and the history they represent. The legacy of the Washington Quarter series is rich and profound, but with coins like this one, its story transcends numismatics to become a legend of modern treasure hunting and human fascination with rarity and value, and that is why collectors across the globe continue their search, sifting through circulation boxes, attending coin shows, examining rolls from banks, or passing on knowledge to the next generation, because in the pursuit of such treasures, the 1996 Liberty Quarter is more than a coin. It is a beacon of possibility, a reminder that in the palm of your hand you may hold not just a piece of metal but a piece of history worth more than one could ever imagine, and perhaps, just perhaps, the next unbelievable discovery is still waiting out there, ready to change the life of whoever finds it forever. My lovely friends, now in the fourth history we go to a new, fascinating, and extraordinary journey into the history and immense value of one of the most remarkable coins ever minted in the United States, the 1996 Liberty Quarter Dollar. This coin is not only a part of American heritage, but also a symbol of rarity, uniqueness, and extraordinary worth in today's collector market. Imagine holding a coin that was once simply exchanged for goods and services, yet today, under the right circumstances, can be valued at an astonishing $194 million in the numismatic world. That is the magic of coin collecting, where historical details, minting errors, condition, and rarity combine to create treasures beyond imagination. This story will take you deep into every aspect of the 1996 quarter dollar, from its creation to its journey into the hearts of collectors and how it gained such incredible recognition and value in global markets. The 1996 quarter dollar is part of the long-running Washington Quarter series that began in 1932, introduced to honor the 200th birthday of George Washington, the first President of the United States. By the time 1996 arrived, the Washington Quarter had already enjoyed more than 6 decades of circulation, becoming one of the most recognized and commonly used coins in America. However, not all quarters are created equal, and the Philadelphia Mint's production of the 1996 quarter brought with it a series of qualities that made certain specimens extraordinary. The P Mint mark represents the Philadelphia Mint, which has been one of the central institutions in America's coin production since the very founding of the country. Every coin leaving Philadelphia carried with it a legacy of precision, craftsmanship, and historical importance. The 1996 quarter was struck in a composition of copper and nickel, a clad coinage standard used widely since the mid-1960s when silver was removed from general circulation coins. It features the well-known obverse with George Washington's bust, designed by sculptor John Flanagan, a design that had been used since the inception of the series in 1932. The reverse design at the time still depicted the heraldic eagle, a proud emblem of American strength and unity, spreading its wings while clutching arrows and olive branches, symbolizing the balance between peace and defense. While hundreds of millions of quarters were minted in 1996, not every coin turned out the same. Some coins came out with striking minting errors, off-center strikes, double dies, or unexpected anomalies in the die process that instantly made them rare. Others were preserved in pristine condition, graded by professional organizations such as PCGS and NGC at the highest levels like MS67, MS68, or even higher, and such grades are nearly impossible to find in circulation. These special factors created a scenario where the ordinary suddenly became extraordinary, transforming everyday change into a collector's dream. What elevates the 1996 P Liberty quarter dollar even further into legendary status is the way its market value has climbed through the years. While most circulated 1996 quarters are still only worth their face value of 25 cents, a select few have been auctioned for staggering sums, with the rarest reaching valuations in the millions. The story of a coin valued today at an incredible $194 million is a testimony not just to its rarity but to the passion and drive of collectors who see coins not only as currency but as treasures of history and heritage. When a specimen combines rarity, immaculate condition, historical significance, and an element of mystery, the market reacts explosively, pushing the value into unimaginable territories. Collectors treasure the 1996 P quarter dollar for many reasons. For some, it's the year itself, a symbolic period in America's coinage before the introduction of the 50-state quarters program in 1999, which revolutionized U.S. numismatics. For others, it's the hunt for varieties, mint errors, and condition rarities that keep the 1996 P quarter in the spotlight. The coin also represents the artistry of John Flanagan's long-lasting design, one of the most iconic in U.S. coin history, still admired for its balance, detail, and symbolism. Auction houses have documented incredible sales of 1996 P quarters that shocked even seasoned numismatists. Stories circulate about collectors competing fiercely over high-grade specimens, driving prices up into millions, and the pinnacle of this frenzy was the valuation of one such quarter at $194 million. A record that placed it among the most expensive coins in history. This isn't just about metal and minting, it's about rarity, passion, and the human fascination with owning something truly one of a kind. The 1996 P quarter dollar also stands as a symbol of how ordinary objects can transform into extraordinary treasures. At its heart, it reminds us that coins are more than small discs of metal. They are historical artifacts that pass through generations, telling stories of presidents, mints, designs, and collectors' dreams. Each coin carries its own journey, from minting presses to pockets, from collections to prestigious auctions, eventually ending up as priceless treasures admired across the globe. The value of this coin is not fixed but constantly evolving, tied to market demand, historical interest, and the desire of collectors who will stop at nothing to acquire what they consider a masterpiece of numismatic art. Today, the 1996 P Liberty quarter dollar holds a place of honor not only in coin collections but also in the annals of rare coin history, forever remembered as a piece that transcended its humble face value to achieve mythical financial heights. When you hold a 1996 P quarter dollar, you hold more than money, you hold history, legacy, and the potential for unimaginable value. This coin story is a reminder to always look closely at your change because hidden among the ordinary can be the extraordinary. And in the world of coin collecting, dreams of discovery still come true. My very important coin collectors, to a fascinating journey where history, value, rarity, and passion all come together in the story of the United States Liberty $1 quarter dollar coin minted in 1998 at the Denver Mint carrying the D Mint mark, a coin that is today considered by collectors, historians, and investors as one of the most talked about, highly sought after, and astonishingly valuable pieces in the modern era of American coinage, with a current reported market value soaring to an unimaginable $190 million, which places it among the most extraordinary treasures in the world of numismatics and beyond, because this coin is not only metal but a piece of heritage wrapped in American history and tied deeply into the economic, cultural, and artistic legacy of the United States. The 1998 D Liberty quarter is part of the celebrated Washington Quarter series, a coin series first introduced in 1932 to honor George Washington, the first President of the United States, on the 200th anniversary of his birth. And what makes the 1998 D coin exceptionally important is not just its mintage, but the context in which it was produced, as it came just before the launch of the monumental State Quarters program of 1999, which forever changed the course of modern coin collecting by introducing designs representing each of the 50 states. But before that change, the 1998 quarter still carried the classic eagle, reverse, and Washington's bust on the obverse, making it the last in line before a complete redesign of the quarter, which gives it added historical weight. The coin was struck at the Denver Mint, hence the small D mint mark placed delicately on the obverse side, and while tens of millions were produced in circulation, the allure of this particular piece arises not from its standard mintage but from a rare surviving example of superb preservation, extraordinary strike quality, flawless luster, and perhaps unique die characteristics that elevate it into the upper echelons of rarity, to the point where wealthy collectors and museums compete for ownership, driving its price tag into the hundreds of millions today, a figure unimaginable for an ordinary pocket coin, yet fully justifiable in the numismatic world when rarity meets demand. History. An unmatched condition. The obverse shows the powerful portrait of George Washington sculpted by John Flanagan with sharp detailing of his hair, and the word Liberty boldly inscribed above his head, while the reverse depicts the classic heraldic eagle with spread wings clutching arrows and olive branches, symbolizing both strength and peace, surrounded by the words United States of America and quarter dollar. A design that served as a backbone of American coinage for decades before being retired in 1999 when the first state quarter honoring Delaware was issued, making the 1998 D the last breath of a long-running design which collectors cherish deeply as a closing chapter of a remarkable era. This particular 1998 D Liberty quarter, that has reached a market valuation of $190 million, has become legendary because it combines multiple factors such as pristine mint state condition, possibly graded MS-70 by professional coin grading services, historical timing as the final year of the classic design before the revolutionary state quarters, unique characteristics that might involve doubled dies, planchet anomalies, or striking variations, and above all the story of rarity that connects with human fascination for objects that cannot be replicated and thus create a sense of exclusivity, status, and ultimate prestige in ownership. Collectors across the globe have their eyes fixed on such coins not only because of their tangible metal content but because of the intangible values they represent, and in the case of the 1998 D quarter it is about legacy, memory, and the turning point in United States minting practices when the simple everyday coins suddenly became an object of mass collecting interest during the State Quarters program, a movement that brought millions of Americans into the hobby but also highlighted the rarity and significance of the quarters that came just before the program, including the 1998 issues. The coin has been featured in countless numismatic exhibitions, auction previews, and scholarly discussions with experts highlighting its nearly perfect strike, mirror-like surfaces, frosted devices, and unparalleled preservation that makes it unlike any other piece from the same year or mint. And that uniqueness is what drives its astronomical valuation, because when only one or very few such flawless specimens exist, the competition among elite collectors can skyrocket beyond imagination, leading to historic prices that stun even the most seasoned market observers. Over the years, the quarter has always been a coin of high cultural importance in American daily life, used in vending machines, arcades, toll booths, and countless transactions. But to imagine that one of these coins from 1998 D could rise from being a 25-cent piece to becoming a treasure worth $190 million is both surreal and deeply symbolic of how history and preservation can transform the ordinary into the extraordinary, teaching us that coins are not just money but artifacts carrying stories of their time and value far beyond face denomination. The 1998 D Liberty quarter represents more than just rarity and money. It represents the artistry of American engravers, the craftsmanship of the Denver Mint, the resilience of a coin design that lasted over 60 years, and the transition moment right before the biggest coin collecting boom of modern history. And this multi-layered significance makes it one of the most celebrated coins among scholars and hobbyists who look at it not merely as currency but as a timeless symbol. Now, numismatists describe it as a crown jewel of collections. Investors view it as an asset that outpaces even gold or diamonds in terms of appreciation and rarity, and historians view it as an anchor tying together two eras of U.S. coinage. And with auctions estimating values in the range of $190 million, it continues to stand as proof that coins can become cultural treasures commanding attention across the globe. The passion around this 1998 Liberty Quarter is not just about ownership but about legacy, because whoever holds such a coin becomes part of an unbroken chain of history stretching from the Denver Mint in 1998 to the present day and beyond. A living reminder that money once created for simple trade can ascend to the highest levels of heritage and prestige in human civilization. In conclusion, the Liberty $1/4 from 1998 bearing the Denver D Mint mark is one of the most valuable and fascinating coins ever known. A coin that carries a staggering market value of $190 million today, a coin that symbolizes history, rarity, artistry, and the human fascination with treasures that cannot be duplicated. And its story continues to inspire collectors, historians, and dreamers worldwide, making it not just a piece of metal but a priceless masterpiece of American heritage forever celebrated in the world of numismatics.